Hello and welcome to the Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I am Michael Pinter. I teach you how to start flipping and wholesaling houses, or if you're already doing it, how to grow your business. So I keep getting questions about whether you should be looking at on-market, so properties listed on the MLS, or off-market deals. And I got to tell you, I feel very, very strongly about this. I've done a few videos on it. I just wanted you to see the scenery. It's really beautiful out here up in Adams Canyon in Utah. Oh, maybe that's nicer there. Okay, so I really think that no one should be dealing. Oh my God, the flies here are crazy. No one should be dealing with on-market properties. Okay, and there's two main reasons why you do not want to deal with on-market properties that are listed for sale. The first reason is that they still have to pay a commission to the realtor even if you buy it. That's 4 or 5%. And the second reason, the most important reason, is if it's not selling today, it's priced too high. Now, there was a big shift in my mindset, how I looked at real estate when I started this, that helped me out a lot. And you have to look at real estate as a commodity. And what that means is that if something's not selling, it's because it's priced too high. Now, I used to think, oh, maybe it's in a bad location. I think I gotta walk because the flies are so bad. Maybe it's in a bad location, maybe it's in bad condition, but the truth is there's a price for everything. And I'm going to be a little jumpy as I'm going down this trail. So if it's not selling at price X, whatever it's listed at, it's not even worth that on a retail basis. It's not. And you have to pay significantly less. Remember, a lot less. Oh, where the hell am I going? Where's the trail? Shit. I'm about to get lost now. It sucks. Oh, this has got to be it. You have to pay significantly less, like more than 70% less. So if a seller has an asking price anchored in his mind, the idea that you are going to be able to come in and buy it at a much lower price is unlikely. Morning. So I would say stay away from on-market deals. Now, I have bought some deals that were listed on the market. I probably bought, I don't know, half a dozen. And I think of specific situations that happened, but they were problems. So here's the truth. The truth is, it's mostly an excuse to not do what you should be doing. What you should be doing is marketing to direct to sellers who are not on the market, off-market deals, and finding the ones that want to sell. That's what you should be doing. It's a lot easier to peruse and browse the listings on Zillow or on MLS and say, oh, this looks like it's cheap. So we do that as an excuse. This is one of the many excuses that we use to not do what everybody should be doing when they start, which is marketing, right? And marketing, it takes time or money, and involves a tremendous amount of rejection, right? A lot of people are going to tell you to go to hell or worse, and you don't want to do that. Right? Just naturally, we don't want to do that. We don't want rejection. We don't want negative, but that's the only way to get things going in this business. So wasting your time on market is one of the things that I see a lot of people do that is terrible. And there shouldn't be any question in your mind. Morning. There shouldn't be any question in your mind about which way to go on this. You have to go off market. You have to speak to, maybe I can sit there. It looks like a little bench. You have to speak to sellers that do not have their property listed and ask them if they want to sell. Oh, that's better. Now, a couple of situations I'll tell you where it may work out, but I'm hesitant to even talk about situations where on-market deals worked out because it sort of negates what I just told you, which is not to deal with properties that are on the market. But I had a situation where a property got listed. I saw it listed that day, and I saw it was mispriced way low. And I made him an offer and told him I don't want it to be on the market anymore. And I got it and I sold it. And it was $100,000 less than it was. That happens occasionally. But if a property's been listed for 30 days already, that's not possible for what I just told you to happen. Another one was a situation with a seller call. So when a seller calls me and says, hey, and it happens a lot, right? I send a lot of postcards out. Arvin, there's an assignment deal and a normal one? I'm not sure the question. But we could talk. I'm not sure what you're asking. If you want to explain, I'll be happy to answer. The other situation that a seller called me and said, so it happens a lot, a seller calls me and says, hey, I heard you want to buy my house. My house is listed for sale. So I always say to them the three beautiful sentences. Listen, I'm an investor. I have to buy properties at a discount to make money. I don't think we're a good fit. And in one situation, I did that, and the seller said, wait, I still want you to come. That's the beautiful, beautiful words to hear. So you always want to push back if something's listed, always. So to go out and go search properties that are listed, I think that's a big waste of time. Arvin, an assignment deal and a normal one. I guess you mean just buying a property, and one is where I'm going to go into country and assign it to somebody else. I don't understand the question. So there are situations like that, but you've got to understand, if a property is listed for sale, the seller is anchored around that price. They want to pay that price, and you can't even pay close to that price because that is not what it's worth, right? If a property is listed for $400,000 and hasn't sold in today's market for 30, 60 days, it's not worth $400,000. Now you may say, well, it looks to me like it is. Guess what? It isn't. Now maybe there's an issue, right? Maybe there's an uncooperative tenant who's letting people get into it. That's possible. Maybe it's in terrible condition. Maybe it's in great condition. I don't know. I don't know what it is. All I know is that in today's world, where everybody can see every property that's listed for sale, if a property is listed for sale at price X and hasn't sold after a month or two, it is not worth price X. And you can't pay anywhere near price X. Remember, I'm saying it's not worth that not to an investor, to a retail buyer. So let's understand. Property's listed for $400,000, hasn't sold for 60 days. It's not worth $400,000 to a retail buyer, which means maybe it's worth $350,000, maybe it's worth $300,000 to a retail buyer, regular buyer. You have to pay a significant discount below that. So you're just wasting your time if you spend any time. Now, there are things that wasted my time, right? For a while, I was spending time on online auctions, and I thought that, well, I'm going to find a deal. And what I figured out after a while is this is just a huge rabbit hole for me. It's a distraction. I got to move. The bugs are back. It's a huge distraction. I wasn't buying property, right? If you think about it, I have to bid against every moron that's bidding. And I just stopped doing it. Now, is it possible that if I would have stayed spending, I don't know, an hour or two a day on online auctions, I would have bought another property? Maybe, but it's not worth my time. And I promise you, if you're new to this business and you are spending any time on something that's listed for sale, that is a huge waste of your time. All right, start marketing. Again, simple steps. Buy a list. I'll help you if you need, of potential people that might want to sell in an area you want to operate. For whatever reasons, a bunch of criteria you can use. Skiptrace the list. I can help you with that too, where you'll get their phone numbers and then call them or text them. That's it. That is the whole business. Doing that, right? Now, if you do some deals and you get some money, then you can mail them, right? Or you can even RVM them before. There are ways to contact them, but you have to reach out and say, hey, are you interested in selling? That is the simple way to get started. But if you're calling people who are listed for sale, you're operating in an area where you're never going to be able to buy a property and make money, right? I won't say never, but almost never. 1 out of 10,000. So that is the answer. Do not waste your time on properties that are listed on market, because the chance of you getting them at a deep enough discount to make money is slim. And I get calls, unfortunately. I argued with somebody for 8 minutes the other day of why it doesn't make sense. And it just doesn't make sense to do it, to spend time on it, right? Because the property is not worth it. I mean, the guy's arguing why the property is worth it. I go, if it was worth it, it would have sold. That's it. We're in a crazy market. There's artificial shortage of inventory right now. There's not a lot of properties for sale. Properties are going above asking, and if you have a property that's asking price is X and it hasn't sold for a certain amount of time, then it's not worth X, and you got to buy it for significantly less than X, right? 60% of X. I don't know. It depends how much work it needs. So do not waste your time on properties that are listed for sale. That is a rabbit hole that will get you a lot of heartache and problems. And don't call me with a property listed for sale either, right? I spoke yesterday. I don't know, I did a thing about when you should call me with a deal. Don't ever call me with a deal that's listed for sale unless you have some crazy information. Property listed for sale, but the tenant not letting people in, and I know the tenant and he can get us in, like something crazy like that. Short of that, don't ever call me with a property listed for sale. I don't want to hear it. It's a waste of my time. Okay, now, what else? I hope this was helpful. Do not, again, I can't reiterate enough. I feel very strongly about this. Do not waste your time on properties that are listed for sale. Okay. If you're interested in all the ways I can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com. If you're interested in my course that teaches how to do it, go to howtoflipnewyorkcourse.com. If you're interested in coaching, go to coaching.howtoflipnewyork.com. I hope you're not getting nauseous from watching this video as I climb down this like crazy, look at this, like soft sand on the beginning of this trail, which sucks. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you are watching anywhere, please click like, give me a thumbs up. It helps my SEO, my search engine optimization, allows more people to see these videos. And that has been good for me lately. So I hope this was helpful. I will say it 10,000 more times. Do not waste your time on properties that are listed for sale. Only deal with off-market deals. That is the only way you're going to be able to buy it at a deep enough discount to make money. Thank you very much for watching.